is in session. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Door Court episode 6. Podcast New Year's resolutions canceled already. I thought I would have at least made it 2 weeks.
Is your New Year's resolution canceled already? Did you create a New Year's resolution? Maybe we'll start there.
I haven't. I've kept this one kind of to myself, but my New Year's resolution is to dress better because I've been looking like a hobo for a while, and I'll look like a hobo in my house with my extra large waffle shirt I stole, and from Dad, not from any. I'm a good boy, and my extra large jacket. I'll be comfy with that, but I got some good stuff. We're on day two of the all black fit, so I'm gonna have to come up with something good for Friday. But I
didn't know about your resolution, but I did see that you had Cap Stealth's armor on today. You had black BDU pants, black shirt, black jacket. It looked awesome. Also, Steve, you'll love this. Mommy's Macromedia crew jacket from the old days. Somebody in a club offered her $1,000 for it. And I'm like, why didn't you take it off and give it to him right now?
$1,000. Yeah, that's like, buy, enjoy.
It was one of those dumb, tech bro moves. And she just was like, yeah, okay, pal, whatever.
The funny part is all that stuff is like all that retro tech. That's like, you'll see people like fighting over that at the flea markets and stuff like that, because it's all like there's a market for it. People want that stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just told Walker this morning that I saw a hobo wearing some swag from Mommy's old company down in San Jose called Interactive Network. It was like the coolest idea in the world. They had basically apps and streaming stuff, but it was broadcast over FM radio, and they had like Jeopardy involved, and you could call sports stuff, and it was great. I loved it, but it was like one of those transitory tech things.
Yeah, it was.
It had a great logo though, and I saw some hobo shuffling along. I'm like, that's probably one of the C-suite guys, honestly.
And it's funny. It's probably one of those little niche pieces of technology that is now utilized in all future technology, but like one person figured it out. So then they created a company out of it, and then it kind of goes for a bit until someone realizes, well, I can just buy that company, and then now I have that it happened a lot in those early, I'm assuming late 90s, early 2000s tech companies. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Also, we did. I was telling Walker, about that Giga Dude thing Derek Robertson drew, pal, and then I said we had the tech bros and we charged them 3 times as much to do a comic based on their characters, and they were so happy, and we were so happy, and everybody was happy. Well, I found a copy kicking around in some old stuff, and I'm like, maybe I should slab this impossible to find, Derek Robertson thing. And exactly what Steve said. I went and Googled. The name of the company was Gigapixel. I'm like, what happened to Gigapixel? And of course, I can find it right away because of Google. But it's all like, that was a company for 37 hours, and until it was instantly purchased by this company, which bought this company, which now makes Band-Aids for Procter & Gamble. And
exactly.
Like, well, maybe that's not as compelling a comic to have, or maybe it's like the most impossible thing to find ever. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you did post not too long ago that people are like pulling out their old like comic journals and like wizard magazines, and like, this is the first known illustrator. Well, which is funny because I knew it was going to evolve into that.
Did you really? Because that just looks stupid to me.
It's not previews yet, and once it's previews, then I'm really gonna pass out. But it's like, think about ash cans.
I'm gonna be really mad. I recycled all my previews.
That was my favorite comic book, but anyway, it was like the first Turtles and first this and first that. Like there were always like ash cans or like the Malibu Sun, all that stuff. Like all of those like freebie.
I know
press giveaway
Marvel Age
things.
even.
Exactly. Like all of those are are still technically in Overstreet a lot of like characters' first appearance things. So I don't know.
Walker, you know that cool piece of Leonardo that was hanging in your room forever? The 1985 Kevin Eastman piece you did right in front of me at a comic book store. That thing's so that's the time we're talking about. That was for a signing for Turtles #1 because they were
cool. When all their stuff was all red.
Right, exactly. So right before that, they were trying to break into the comics by doing like spot illustrations to fill out column inches in the Comics Buyer's Guide. And so some doofus is saying that's the first appearance of the Turtles now. And I'm like, if that's first appearance of the Turtles, this piece of original art that was done before Turtles 2 came out right in front of me, and That's Entertainment, Worcester, Massachusetts, is got to be what, $150,000, $170,000 piece, right?
Right. Exactly. 100% right. I'm with you. Yeah. Yes, because that actually is more realistic to be a first appearance than a printed version of it.
Right, exactly. It's the first printed appearance. That's cool. Look at this. It's original art. Plus, if it's really that big a deal, I will go back into my old analog shoebox full of pictures from back then
and find a picture and verify it. Yeah.
Find a picture of me going, ha ha, in the background because I was running the cash register during their signing. But, you know, I can get signed affidavits. Paul Howley was there. Steve Higgins. Paul Dinsdale. Patrick Donnelly was probably there. He might not count, though, because Pat has signed a lot of documents over the years, and I don't think the government really takes his word for it anymore. Yes, when I went to college, Larry Young lived on the moon. Anyway, speaking of
permit, there's drawings on napkins.
Speaking of living on the moon, right? What are we doing tonight, Walker Young? Here, let's help. Let me see if I can help. That's the logo for All Mankind. That's
is that on tonight?
I think you turned me on to this hat. Actually, it was season 2 crew gift.
Oh, but if it's a crew gift, you know it. You know, definitely. I'm
sure. I'm sure it was
involved somehow.
Yeah. I don't like to throw the word blame around, but if Mimi was here, I totally
it'd be blame. Yeah, that's totally fine. I'll fall on that sword. Listen, all I know is I know where things are.
Yeah.
If you buy them, look at them, touch them, that's all on you. That's not
everybody
on me.
knows. Fucking Steve, I'm just a facilitator, man.
That's it.
I know a guy who's got some stuff. Do you want some stuff? Hey, meet my friend the guy.
I ironically before this just had a meeting with my boss, and she pretty much told me the reason I put people under you from a management standpoint is because what you teach them is who is doing what and how to facilitate something. So the people stop asking and then they start finding.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, my favorite thing is I'm in reverse. My scanners poster now has your head.
Wait.
The first thing I noticed.
Isn't that awesome?
I was like, we need to get a Dork Court poster, and it just says Dork Court under it now.
We'll just screen grab that right now. That's hilarious.
I love it.
I should probably wait. I should kick back a little for when you're actually pointing at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you do it right now. There we go.
I'm sure I can, through AI or probably someone I know that does video editing or animation, can have your head explode. Yeah.
So here's a funny thing, since we're calling attention to this little icon that Mimi made, and like everything, it was supposed to be this little placeholder thing, right? Here's where the Dork Art logo is going. Oh, here's this funny icon I made. Look, it's you. And then it's just kind of stuck because it's funny.
Yeah.
So I put it up there, but at the same time, I just watched Chappelle's latest hour on Netflix. Have you seen that?
I have not, but
it's good. I love him. You know, whatever. He's making his jokes. But his last couple hours that he's done, his last couple sets, he's wearing his paramilitary jacket that he wears.
That green one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's got the Chappelle name tape, but on his other side, where you usually have he's got this giant C. That's his Chappelle chop, the little logo.
Yep.
So I'm not unknown for making single-use patches. Here's my family's mission patch, Young Rosenheim Young.
I love that.
Glows in the dark. Haven't really figured out where I'm going to put it on, but on this jacket somewhere. But I was thinking, these cats that make these patches for me, I'll just make a giant 4-inch slug from that. And I have Young name tapes everywhere. I put it on some green thing, and I'm walking around going, "Hey, Dork Court! I'm the guy that very much enjoys my friends in the trans community. I'm not Dave Chappelle."
That's very right. Exactly.
That's just silly. Anyway, there was giant news, and I don't know if we're going to tell about Walker's, but Walker's working diligently on the Untitled Walker Young Project #2. And we haven't, it's an open secret. We haven't announced this, but if all the planets align, Brandon McKinney is going to come back and do a Planet of the Capes story with Walker.
I heard that rumor potentially on another Dork Court podcast.
So the reason
live stream. What are these things called? Live streams?
Yeah, who knows? Video blog. I don't know. Really cool is an intimate Zoom meeting between.
Yeah, exactly. A recorded Zoom meeting that I can't delete from my hard drive.
But oh man, what were we talking about? Something cool.
The Planet of the Capes.
Oh yeah, Brandon. So big news today that I'm sure Brandon's is involved in. So follow these X-Files type conspiracy things with me. Brandon is a big shot animation writer and director now, and show runs Harley Quinn. So he's a busy guy. So him coming out of comic book retirement to do a quick little thing with Walker is that's going to be a dream if that all works out. That's like Marlon Brando going, "Hey, let me show you how to act." Your dad and I went through the war together. But anyway, today, check this out. Fox Animation announced that they're doing Elf Quest.
I know. You immediately pinged me, and I immediately went down to the Deadline Variety Reddit rabbit hole of just reading everything. I love Elf Quest. And Walker, I don't know if you've ever read that. Have you ever read Elf Quest? I don't know if he's here with us. He might be.
Hey, Walker.
He might be.
I'm having technical difficulties. I can't hear anything. Hold on.
Okay.
You mean he's watching TikTok or something?
No. But anyway,
Mr. Steve asked you, are you up on Elf Quest?
I can't hear anything. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you downstairs. That's why I can only hear.
All right, we'll give him a minute.
All right,
we'll give him a minute. Anyway, Elf Quest is my first comic book.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So all right. Let's see. How you doing there, sir?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I can hear.
So
right.
I'm going to reverse 30 seconds. And my question was, your dad was saying how Elf Quest is going to be potentially a Fox animated show, and then I asked, have you ever read Elf Quest?
I haven't read
Have you
Elf
ever
Quest.
read that comic, Elf Quest?
I haven't, but I know a little bit about it. From what I've been told, it's when I was given the rundown of subjects we might be talking about today, I heard that it's stories about elves. They ride wolves, and that's how tall they are. They ride wolves like horses.
Yeah, it's good. It's very violent. It's mystical. It's a little magical. I mean, it's obviously it's elves, so it's a little fairy element to it. But when I was introduced to it, it was during it was when Marvel was reprinting all of the old Warp stuff. And again, that was my first comic. And 2 pages in, they're about to go to battle. So I'm gonna just say it as it is. I'm hearing a little crick.
Who's crackling? Is that you, Walker? What are you doing, man? Are you playing something else?
Yeah, let's see. Was it him? It was him.
Well, it's
anyway.
not us.
Okay. Well, Everyone tries to get all fancy. You just got to keep with the old
that's
wired.
Yeah.
I see him running. Anyway, all I was saying is in the first like 3 issues, and now that he's gone,
if somebody comes up behind me, like just warn me, okay?
I'll give you the heads up.
The threat is coming from inside the house.
But no, like the first 3 pages, it's like, okay, we're gonna go to battle, and then there's like some crazy like orgy, like, and you're not with crazy nudity, but it was just like all the men were going off to war to die. So one, like almost like the Zion scene from The Matrix. And then like 3 pages later, it's like brutal death and everything. And I'm just like, what is this comic? And oh my God, I can't believe my mom let me buy this because I definitely did not show her that. Anyway.
There we go. There's Mark. We're coming in on ElfQuest, man.
Did you hear about this?
Steve, the one I thought is like, and then they had the like super graphic birth scene, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly.
Like there's a little gore for everybody, no matter what you're into.
But I love ElfQuest. ElfQuest is great. And I think it's one of those ones where it's like, it's one that I've always been fascinated. I have not read ElfQuest. Oh, got to do it. Got to.
Oh, dang it. Look at all those comments. I have all the brand and private chat stuff I'd never even seen. There's Matt Shivers. Wild Walker Piers. Hey, lads. Tony. That's
so
cool.
How different is ElfQuest from Bondage Fairies?
Bondage Fairies? Let's just say ElfQuest is easier to buy. It's easier to ask for at Barnes and Noble. That's the only way I can kind of say.
There he is. Microphone.
How's he doing?
Oops.
Oh, he's going.
Oh.
Look at him. See?
What's up? Can't unmute. No, unmute yourself, man.
Hello.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Everybody's got their pants on finally.
Well, not sure about that, but
so yeah. Hey, well, it's a metaphor. Well, so talking about ElfQuest, that was Steve's first comic, which I really loved. That came out when I was in college, and I was like Mr. First Comics. I loved all that cool alternative stuff, but I would buy ElfQuest and Cerebus because that was the cool stuff at the time. But ElfQuest was my like get the girls into comics, like take a walk to the comic store with me, kind of like, no, this isn't a date, but here, have you read Love and Rockets? And like for real, you can get some girls turned on to those comics. So I was sculpting at the time, and I made this cool little Wolverine, and this girl I knew was like, hey, would you do me a cutter? And I made like a really nice cutter. I cut some hair off my sister's doll and, gave him that cool top knot. It was pretty good. Anyway.
Oh, Samurai Penguin. I remember Samurai Penguin. That's is that what it was called? Samurai Penguin?
There was a book called Samurai Penguin.
What am I thinking of? There was like a Samurai Cat as well, if I remember.
I always like the adolescent.
All kinds of samurai stuff.
Adolescent
radioactive black belt hamsters. Yeah, I got a copy of it.
That was so crass that I was like, yes, that's all the way around to awesome again.
Give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
All right. Well, Marco, you didn't really miss anything. We just started cold. Nobody introduced themselves.
Excellent.
Everybody knows who we are. And of course, look at, I can't hear. Take me out. Mute Mike. Unmute Mike. How's that?
Right. Gone.
He's gone.
Deleted.
I don't have my radioactive black belt hamsters, but I did recently find a copy of
Chameleon Commando.
Cold-blooded Chameleon Commandos. Because anything in this realm is awesome. There
was such a run there in the 80s with crazy crap like that, and then people being dead ass serious too, like X-Mutants. Like, man,
X-Mutants. Yes,
that was that guy's shot to do the X-Men. Everybody looked the other way because it's not just an actual letter X. They used to be mutants. You can't get me for that.
Steve and I just saw a bunch of those at a flea market.
Oh yeah. Oh, tell about your big find there, man. You watched somebody get even.
Dude, I posted on our show. So anyway, really a solid show. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be. Anyway,
talk about the Alameda Flea Market.
Alameda Flea Market.
The first Sunday of every month.
First Sunday of every month. I go and there's a booth that, well, not a booth, but like a truck that pulls up and just empties out all this stuff. And I swear the person's who, it must have been someone who collected science fiction in the 70s and the 80s, because it's all like fanzine, Star Trek stuff, and shit early Star Wars stuff. Like super, like fan club stuff, like just all of the stuff that probably took place right when they initially ran, like anything that they would have done. Like a guy had boxes of like Star Wars Dixie cups.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm talking like really old, and sure enough,
Box of 3POs.
Yeah, like just really, like really like original and not in bad shape at all. But it's just amongst piles of crap. And sure enough, I'm sitting next to the guy as I'm digging through a box, and he pulls out 2 bagged Star Wars 1s, 35-cent covers in the bags, like the Whitman bagged Star Wars 1. 2 of them.
What does that go for?
Well,
we looked it up.
I guess there are versions of it, and I did not get a close enough view of what of what it looked like. All I know is when I saw him pull out the 1, I almost had a heart attack. And then when he had a second one that he put behind it, I was like, this can't be possible. I noticed in his pile of comics that he was making, he also had like the first appearance of Boba Fett in that Marvel comic. Like everyone knows that famous Marvel Boba Fett yellow cover where Boba Fett's on the cover. They were like three of those, and it was just like he was slowly making a pile of vintage Star Wars comics, and the top 2 were like
Number
bag
1,
Star Wars 1 35 cents. Anyway, Larry, you can give the pricing on that.
Well, there's a really cool thing that happens. This happened to the Walking Dead #1, where they're in order to meet demand, there starts to become different versions. And so since people really care about those landmark stuff, they start to care about which version is what. And the granddaddy of all this is Star Wars. So they had a small number of whatever the print run was for newsstand, but those evaporated because everybody went Star Wars. Even I know what this is. My little Johnny's going to like this, so Marvel did what they got in with, was it Whitman? Maybe
I want to say it was Whitman. I think it's Whitman.
They made some kind of deal with one of those nationwide distribution chains that can just put shit out instantly, and bound the first 3 and said, here's your Star Wars pack, first 3, hey everybody. But to distinguish them from the newsstand ones, which they didn't want to have returned back, so you get a situation like 105% of cans are returned in Nevada because of the mob, right? They just pick up everybody else's can and make Nevada pay for it. It would be the same thing, right? It was like you buy these things that were like, it was 99 cents for all 3 because they weren't the first prints, right? But it was the first time they did that. So there's comics fans that are really into what they call the diamond corner, which is like just a print. You guys may know like where the UPC symbols, sometimes there's a Spider-Man head. That's instead of the UPC. That's what it is. Diamond shaped price tag. Exactly. Anyway, so the answer to your question, anywhere between $60 and $69,000, depending on what you get. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like see, 1 in the bag, $200. That seems just right to me. So
that's Steve. I'm surprised you didn't like ship this guy his kidneys.
Dude, I was like, and first off, he walked over, and I think he paid $100 for the pile of comics. And I was just like,
yeah,
that's even if, and again, my rule is I'm not going there to buy something to resell it. That is an official rule for myself.
No, it's find cool stuff. Yeah.
Find cool stuff that I want to display or hang up and show. But I was immediately like, if this guy pulls one of these and just gets it CGC'd, which has been sitting in a box since 1977, it's probably pretty mint. It's probably going to get CGC'd pretty well. The guy probably just made $1,000 on a comic book, and he's got another 1,000 more. How you doing with the audio there, Mr. Walker, sir? He's got nothing.
Can you hear us, man? Nah.
No.
All right. Do you want to listen?
I can't listen.
We can hear you though.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I can hear. I can hear you, but you're downstairs.
he hears you from downstairs because he's in the same.
All right.
Abodes.
Well, I mean, it's working. You're being broadcast. If you want to join in the conversation.
Yeah, but he can't hear anything me or Steve are saying.
Oh, right. See, that's why I have you guys do the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, pal. So, what do you want to do?
Take me out.
Okay.
I got the. I take.
All right. Thanks, man.
cut him off. Oh, he's back. Oh, jeez.
Well, I will
All
gladly send him a pair of these cheapo $5 headphones, which
It's probably some crazy systemic thing that you cannot predict because we have all kinds of headphones and stuff. But he's been using mommy's computer. He got a new 3D printer.
It could be a settings thing, I think, for sure.
They tested.
There you go.
It's the little Star Trek desk communicator.
Yeah.
But I've had this old guitar amp screen sitting around forever. And so when they learned their new thing, I was like, hey, I know I'm getting sick of these little boats and the fucking good luck cat. Can you just print this thing and see, if it
do a test run on that.
Care. And if it works, it's all just square things. You can check it out. Came out perfect. Daddy's happy. I don't know. I love that 3D printer. But anyway, he's been cutting up Paul Rudd's head, stuff like that. And so
Nice.
Somebody just sent all caught up. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's probably
me.
Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, you. Oh, okay, great. Excellent.
I don't know.
So we started watching Hijack last night, Larry.
Yes, that's great. What are you up to?
We just finished episode 2.
It's too bad Walker's not here, man. He's the hijack leader in our house.
He seemed to be.
God.
He's the.
Oh, can you hear me?
Can you hear it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No? Yes. You can hear me.
No, I can't. I can't hear you
talk.
anymore, Walker. I can't hear you.
Hijack is great.
Yeah.
I like Hijack.
Now Steve can't hear you, man.
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke.
Oh.
All right, so yeah, man, talk about hijack because definitely Mark and Jez started watching that based on your recommendation. So
Yeah.
Which episode are we on? What did we watch last night?
We just finished 4. I think we're on 5 now.
4.
Okay.
Man, that little. Tell me what you think. That is an awesome locked room mystery kind of thing.
So a little bit of a spoiler territory here, but for Steve, I guess, and those who watching, you basically got like Idris Elba on a plane that's being hijacked.
Yeah.
Oh,
awesome. Walker, don't play that shit, man. There you go. Whatever.
So Idris Elba on a plane gets hijacked, and you're like, okay, what's he gonna be? Former cop, military assassin? Like, what's his deal? Like, how is he the wrench in the system of it all?
Right.
And then
Is
you're
he
kind of building up to it.
Is he a beekeeper? Is he a bricklayer? Is he
what was he formerly? What is he now?
Nobody? Is he a nobody? What is it? What is his role?
Well, basically, he is just a high-end negotiator. Like when two big entities join together, like Microsoft buys Facebook, Idris Elba is the guy that comes in and is like, all right, let's get this deal going and done. So he does high-end negotiations.
So not a real job. So an
Not a real
imaginary thing.
Well,
Of course.
the thing that's really cool about this show is it's like Roadhouse, right? Being a nationally known like bouncer is not a real job either. So you sit there and they're like, okay, I get it. The one thing they're asking me to buy here is that a top of his line negotiator dude is sitting down right in the middle of something where they need his skills.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fair with that.
You get by that because
listen.
unlikely. It starts to get really good because it's British. It doesn't go the way you would think American thing would go. So there's lots of stuff that goes, oh yeah, that's what's gonna happen. They did what?
Yeah.
Like
he's like, I don't give a shit about anybody on this plane. I just want the plane to go where it's going. So he's like, I will work with you to make that happen.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
obviously,
I don't care.
Are they hijacking the plane to like?
Home.
Are they hijacking the plane to like?
Don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, got it.
Yeah,
They hijacked a plane for a reason, and that's all.
We're on episode 5, and they still haven't revealed why. But there's some clues. But the guys who did it are just schmoes.
Are there?
They're the tools of the guys who are running this bigger thing.
Yeah.
Got it. Are there any snakes on the plane? That is my.
They're small children.
Yeah, they're just as annoying.
Because that's generally my barrier of entry is snakes on a plane. Yeah, I'm in.
No, there is a president.
Oh, the president's on the plane?
Yeah, no, of course not.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
The other thing about it being very no, what do we got? He looks very happy.
I can hear.
You can hear now?
Yeah.
You're in?
Oh, snakes pop up in the last episode. See, perfect. There you go. See, that's all I needed to know. Now I'm in. Now I'll watch it.
That can't be true. I love that, just the whole British thing. It's just unbelievable. Idris Elba has he's estranged from his wife, and she's got a police boyfriend, of course, and everybody acts 100% as adults. There's no dick swinging. There's no it's well, I have a kid. Good luck. Oh, by the way, that's cool. I'm gonna send you a secret message with the one time I get the Wi-Fi up here. There's a lot of stuff like that.
And the boyfriend there's no bullshit of you're still talking to your ex, blah blah blah. She's like, no, we still talk. He sent me this message. She's like, okay, I'll look into it.
Not just that, he's a little he's got a little man crush on it. He's like, if everything you've told about me about this man is true, then that's the man we want up there doing this thing at that time. He's the man. And I was like, wow, that's just not how that would go in America.
My favorite character so far is the traffic control woman who kind of first suspects when everything is going down.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, you couldn't get in touch with them because the Wi-Fi was down. She was like, he's like, okay, yeah, I guess we were kind of stupid for just brushing that off.
That's and yeah, maybe just a hair further along than what you are. She starts to be like the voice of reason / comic relief, because she knows what's going on and nobody else will listen to her, and she just basically becomes Worf. It's like, well, we should fire full fire, and that order, and Worf is going, fuck. That's basically that girl. She's like, okay, they're flying over fucking Budapest with the windows down. It's a fucking flying missile, but don't listen to me. There's a lot of that going on, Anyway,
and it's how long is it? Is it 5 episodes, 6 episodes, 10 episodes? Do you know?
Walker, you looked, didn't you? Isn't it 8?
It's a 6-episode miniseries because it's British.
Nice.
Love it. All right.
Tell
me how it is when it's done.
That was some serious fact checking right there. It's 6 episodes because it's British.
Because the miniseries, they don't.
No other country would stack books this way.
Hijack thriller series. Okay.
Let's see.
What is happening? You guys all having technical difficulty? Look, For All Mankind. What the hell is going on with that fan base? Those people, man. I don't get it.
Do you watch that, Mark?
Yeah.
For All Mankind?
I'm a little bit far behind, though. They just landed on Mars.
So, did you finish season 3? And
I believe so.
And you didn't start season 4 yet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just go, think in your head, man, what a great 3-season thing.
Even better.
Because it really works thematically, right? You got a little right stuff, you got some alt history, and then you got looky-do. What happened there? We're gonna do this for all mankind. I think that's just perfect. Let it go. Because now it's just an Expanse prequel. One of the things I loved about For All Mankind is this alternate history, right? Yeah. There's Neil and Buzz and this other guy, Dave, that was in Suicide Squad, So that I loved that. And look, all the girls that didn't really get the Mercury 7 or 13 or what the fuck ever, they didn't get a chance, but they did in this world. So there's a whole crowd of trained women astronauts. And then they don't stop at 15 or 16 or whatever we did, 17 in the real world. They're up at like 24, and like fucking, Deke Slayton gets killed when something blows up the launch pad, and those are real people, right? And so that's fun. It's like, oh, you didn't die of cancer as an old guy with being on Wide World of Sports fishing every once in a while. No, you got to blow up when Apollo 27, blew up half of Houston. Like, that's awesome. And now it's just like, hey, these guys you never heard of before are up on Mars. And yeah, that's going on.
Yeah. Larry, I thought of you, the most recent Rick and Morty. He's comparing notes about how Lost ended. And you were like, yeah, it went like 6 seasons and they were on a different planet and it was purgatory and the dad was alive, whatever. And he was like, how about you? She goes, oh, it was perfect. It was 1 season and it ended with Locke, Sawyer, and John like hunting the smoke monster down. She was like, it was perfect TV. And I was like,
What was it? What that was that the Fear episode?
Yeah, the Fear Hole.
Fear Hole. What? All right, Walker, did you watch any of Rick and Morty this year? This season?
I haven't seen any this year, but I've watched it.
Yeah, this season was pretty good. There were a couple episodes that were pretty slow, but I thought the Fear Hole one was pretty awesome. Yeah. I thought that was pretty good. It was weird.
I stopped watching when I watched all of the ones that were there, and I didn't care enough to watch week by week. But I stopped watching when it was like none of the real characters were there. And all of the characters were like pulled from different timelines, but into the main timeline, and they all thought they all knew they were from different area, like different times, but like they didn't know each other. Like everyone else was from different times, and I was like, well, the characters I'm invested in are like buried outside in the backyard, so these guys are like different guys.
The season did one where the evil Morty, the one episode I really liked was there was one with the evil Morty, which was my favorite one. So, but I don't know. It was interesting. It's one of those shows where I don't understand why they just don't keep on making it, and I guess it's just from like a writing standpoint. Like where you go each time, it's gotta, it's like each one is so insane. But anyway, I was gonna
insane.
Yeah,
new Star Trek movie. So, what are the details on that?
So, these numbnuts did this on purpose. So, John and I couldn't talk about it on Dork Trek on Tuesday. They announced this idiocy yesterday. About yay, we're gonna do Paramount a new theatrical Star Trek movie, yay, with the old cast. No, what, those perfect guys? No, it's gonna be a prequel to that universe. So it's a bunch of new characters, like showing what's happening before that happens, and it's like, man, just a fundamental misunderstanding of what Star Trek is. Star Trek is going forward, not up your own ass.
Are these the guys that wrote the first Jedi script? Is that why do I feel like I heard an overlap of that information? Have you heard about it?
Rick Austin informed us all that it's the guy who did Andor. So everybody's kind of cautiously optimistic because Andor is like, hey, here's a little thing that happened before, Star Wars, and it's in the same world. And so everybody thinks that might be attack, but it's like, please don't.
But he also did Black Mirror, I think. If it's Toby Haynes, is that who it is?
Yeah, I don't remember the
what is name. So it's like Archer time or after Archer between.
Right. It's like, I'm sure we're gonna meet teenage George Kirk now. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's what it is, and they'll get one of the lesser Hemsworth brothers to play him, and it's just not good. I kind of can't get excited because I used to like Star Trek.
I mean, was this true? Was there a thing at one point where they were going to do either Voyager or some like Alpha Team Star Trek like military show where they were just like the elite squad going in to defuse situations, and they went with Voyager instead? Am I making that up?
I don't know, but that sounds likely because they ended up doing the Mako squad for Enterprise later, right? The Space Marines.
Yeah.
And which I loved because I don't know if you guys read this comic that was really beloved at the time called Astronauts in Fucking Trouble. And one of the main characters is named Dave Archer, and all of a sudden there's a Captain Archer in Enterprise, and then when they show the Mako guy shows up, the main bad guy in Astronauts in Trouble was Ishmael Hayes, and oh look, it's fucking Lieutenant Colonel Hayes, and that's pretty good as far as coincidences go that Archer and Hayes are going after it. So I take that one on a people were reading my comic books level. You can't, you can't prove anything, but like, hey, there's a Walker and there's a Young on Ellen's 81 Jamestown crew and For All Mankind. So that's a pretty good coincidence too. They're not just a couple of, you use the last name. No, those two are on the same crew. We got a mission patch. All right, that's awesome. Thank you.
Fascinating.
Oh, speaking of which, I did find something cool at Alameda for you, Larry. I don't think you. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Hopefully, it'll be some kind of patch insignia or icon. Like Mark's like, I don't even.
I don't need to see this.
Oh my god, that was so funny because Walker went. I was going to start vamping. You guys are hilarious.
Well, it's funny. This is what I got sent in the mail today.
Oh, there you go.
The hell?
Nice.
No, I'm gonna pretend.
So Larry, I got this for you as well too.
Oh man, thank you. That's fantastic.
I
That is
assume
crazy.
it's Chinese.
Yeah, it looks like one of those Long March rocket mission patches.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's fantastic. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
That's going on a jacket.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's always like I always dig through all the patches. That's my, I'm looking for my what was the patch that Walker wanted for his jacket? The FBI, something like that.
Federal Booby Inspector.
Exactly. Yeah.
This
Haven't
is the,
found it yet.
Patch
But...
I got when Steve and I were hunting around.
Oh, there you go. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna. I got a pile, so I'll hold on.
We get those cool Boy Scout ones, and then they started doing them at cons. So my favorite of those little 1-inch patches is Noah Hall H. That one's great.
Yeah.
But I have this little like cheap Bluetooth noise generator thing I listen to. I shade so I can sleep, and on the front it says "enjoying," and it has like stop, pause, and play. Kind of thing. And so when I had to get a new one because the other ones they last about a year, but they're $20, so who cares, right? I got a year's worth out of it. But I took the little felt thing off the controls and put it on my jacket. So I was like, wow, wearable computing, man. Anyway, that's why I like the insignia. That's all. What's that one say?
Some like 1972 one.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know why we like them so much.
Ooh, that's cool.
The Sons of Liberty.
Never lose a feather.
Operation Bonanza, 1956. Thought that was pretty cool. And then I always grab all the Boy Scout ones.
Boy Scout patches.
That was the one I'm gonna add to my my jacket.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I love how
that's great.
Like I don't know, it was in a pile of old like 60s stuff. So I'm like, well, at least the patch is probably from the 60s. So that's kind of cool. Anyway,
fantastic.
a lot of junk. This
So
flea market was junky.
Here's a thought. I was thinking about doing that on Dork Court. Like it's just having some weird piece of shit. Like Mark's, Dork Court branded butt plug. Or Steve has, just each episode we have this one thing and we'll put it on the store and it'll be like, I don't know, $5.
I love it.
We'll send it to somebody because so that'll be our San Diego thing because we do that at the show. So people can feel like they're at the show with us. We're gonna make Mommy code that up, sir. It's not gonna be Mark's butt plug, but I'm sure Walker's got a butt plug around there somewhere.
Yeah. So Matt, I work for a
appropriate joke.
I work for a distribution company. People tend to think that I am the product curator, where I'm just a grunt placing purchase orders. So they will send me product being like, "You should pick up this item," and I'm like,
"Thanks."
Not my monkey, not my circus.
Send me that Marvel branded stuff.
Oh man, that's what the show is all about, like creature monster stuff now.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
Tentacles and
God bless us, everyone.
Dragons and fun stuff.
So when I was a kid, Planet of the Apes was rated G, man. You have all that get your fucking paws off me, you son of a bitch, ape. And the naked man ass and the stuff, and everybody's like, the dead women and shit, rated G. And now I'm like, hey, my kid's 16. He goes to a friggin' urban high school. And, ooh, no, sir, that's an acrylic handle for a drawer. No. What I'm saying is butt plugs are like rated G now.
No, exactly. 100%. Yeah. I knew where you were going with it.
Wait,
It's
that's what that was?
See, Mark and Steve get me, and you and Mommy don't.
I'm so
Anyway.
confused.
Tony shows up. Hulk's butt plug. Yes, Tony, you got jokes. I said send that Marvel branded stuff. That's what I meant.
What I was going to ask is anyone seeing The Beekeeper?
I can't wait. We love
Is it-
Jason.
Is it in
We're out of town.
is it in the movies or is it on TV? Like
It's on in the theater.
in the theater.
But yeah, we won't be able to see it until later. We got plans this weekend.
I got a trailer for it the other day, and like it was just Jason Statham going like looking up at someone, and then someone looking down going to be or not to be, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be like one of my favorite movies, isn't it?
Damn it.
I mean,
Remember when you were little? I used to get so mad at me when I would do my Jason Statham impression.
Boy.
Do I remember? That happened yesterday.
I mean, now you don't get mad. You're like, oh, that's just some idiot thing.
Mildly annoyed.
But when you were little, you used to get angry about that.
You should do it.
Jason Statham.
well, it's interesting because it is David Ayer who's doing it.
Yeah, no, that movie's gonna be great. There
Oh,
we go. Oh well, I guess we can't. We have to tell everybody this one isn't for kids now.
we're demonetized.
That's a
Whoa.
Dantron. That's a Dantron move. Oh, why did I get demonetized?
Oh my God, is that the what's it called from? Can you go back one? Go back one, please.
Nope.
No, was that the guy from Land of the Lost?
It was.
The Sleestack from Land of the
Yeah.
Lost.
Attacker.
How is that sold? What is that called? Can I know what that's called, Mark?
Nah.
Maybe share that later. Maybe share that later.
Wow.
Oh, we have fun here.
This is bad. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, so we went through ElfQuest, For All Mankind, Star Trek. What else is up? Beekeeper.
So
Jack.
Beekeeper is written by Kurt Wimmer, who wrote. Ready? I'm going to give you the rundown. This is cool.
So familiar. What do you write?
Equilibrium.
Oh,
He
okay.
did the screen. Do you ever see that?
Yeah, those guns there, Christian.
Yeah,
That's the only,
Gankata.
it's the only movie
he-
I could take Christian Bale in. Honestly, I love that. movie.
The Recruit. Oh, I'm getting the thumbs up. The Recruit. Pretty good movie. Ultraviolet. Salt. He did the screenplay for the remake of Total Recall. He did the remake of Point Break, and he did the fourth Expendables movie, which I haven't seen.
Yeah,
Is
we
it
have
the director or the writer?
Writer. The director is David Ayer, is the first Suicide
Oh, yeah.
Squad guy.
Hey, we tell Walker he has to see the Expendables, the first one. We just haven't got around to it. And
That's Sean Connery,
I'm
right?
sick of telling him, no,
No.
that's the Untouchables.
That's the Untouchables.
This is
also
Expendables,
you need to say-
Untouchables, like they both start with a vowel. Like
This
you can
is
see where I
the
got confused.
Avengers of 1980s action movies
Yes, it was like
Not to be confused with the Avengers,
of the
the
Avengers.
BBC.
just to understand
Miss Peel, we are needed.
the idea that when I was growing up and these action stars, like that's the part of the Expendables that doesn't make sense to people now, is the idea that like Stallone and Arnold would be in a movie together is
Right.
just explodes your mind.
Just those two alone.
Right. And then the fact that they
And then
throw
have
in
50 other people.
right. Like the idea of Hollywood was my movie succeeds, yours fails. And now in movies, it's all like, we all succeed. Yay. And that's just not how it was in the 80s. It was like, my action movie is going to be number one. Yours is a piece of shit. And I think because of that, there were better movies. I'm being frank.
When you have to like strive to compete to go, my movie, like what movie are you going to see today? And you have to fight you have to fight to go, what movie am I going to see today? And I might not be able to see one until next week. Like now you can just go, well, I'm going to go see this one in theaters because I like that, having that experience. But then we'll just go home and we'll watch like this other one on TV because it's on streaming. Yeah. So there's not really that competition anymore because you can do like 3 movies at a time. You can watch 18 movies in one day that all came out that day.
You could do that in the old days too. You just had to commit to it.
Yeah. A lot of sneaking around movie theaters.
Well, the crazy part about like the Stallone and Schwarzenegger thing is a very interesting thing because what they would do is they were so competitive with one another that they would constantly like leak through the press that one was reading a script for something so that the other one
mom will shoot.
Right, like that's like the most famous one, but like they would do that all the time to one another, like be like, I'm reading the script for this. Well, that was like when ironically, I think in one of my wait, have you seen this articles, I allude to it because Stallone was reading for Tango and Cash.
Oh yeah.
And then backed out because of some other deal with another movie that Arnold was potentially reading for. Anyway, it's pretty interesting. But Expendables 1 is the one, it's solid. It's a good movie. You wait the whole movie and then you get that one Arnold scene and you're just like, I'm in. You got me. This is great.
I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, well, you know, we should.
Hold on. How do I kick someone off this?
All right, no. We'll just make content. Everybody has to watch Expendables by some time, and we'll do a a little thing about it and make it into an article. That's easy.
Or we just all get together and we Mystery Science Theater 3000 it.
Could do that too.
I could do that. That's possible.
Wow,
I like that.
Real world hanging out.
I don't really allowed to do that. That would be nice.
I had to take off one of my hats. That was such a good idea.
We should arrange that, man. Yeah. Because then the guys can see the cabin and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And kind of hang out, maybe have like a barbecue or something.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. If you guys
content.
Yeah, love it. Just raise the flag and let us know when we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea.
Very cool.
On that note, till next time.
Let's close it up. That's a great place to stop.
I know.
So we don't have to do the last 5 minutes like John and I do, going, "Hey, Star Trek."
I apologize because I was working on a Steamboat Willie outro. Yeah, I couldn't get it, and then I found out that Adult Swim did one.
That's
did you see the Adult Swim Steamboat Willie?
Yeah.
I did not.
Hold on.
Hey, Steve, also, I want to apologize to all of the audience because I haven't done, I'm sitting on one of your articles. I just haven't done
no worries.
I haven't had a chance to do that. So I'll do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I'll do it tonight. No, I got to finish laundry and cook dinner. I'll do it. There'll be a fresh Steve's. Wait, have you not heard of this fucking movie? What is it called? I forget which one.
I don't know. What did I write?
Okay. Tomorrow.
There you go.
How have you not heard this movie that I can't even remember? But Steve did it, and I'll put it out. What's up with the single glove? It's actually 2 gloves, man. It's the public domain, bitch. Oh, that's hilarious. It's the For All Mankind end of season 2 glove. And if I haven't given you I got a Jamestown patch for you for just asking that question, Tony.
Oh, is that them duct taping themselves up?
Yeah. At the end when they make the little spacesuits out of duct tape, it's actually sound. If they had had a minute more or 30 seconds more, they might not have. They froze. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't die really. I mean, they froze, which is cool. Yeah. If you're gonna freeze,
cool.
I hope I go out like that. Duct tape and a duct tape spacesuit, holding on to my honey. On the moon. That's what a fantastic way to go. And then they make a giant bronze statue of you and put it in Houston. I don't see a downside. That's fantastic. Huh? Make sure they use the little mission patch that says Rosenheim, young Rosenheim on it. Or young
and I'll be the one survivor and carry that guilt with me.
Yeah.
You'll be like and subscribe. My parents are famous. Anyway,
Generational trauma.
anyway
All right,
Walker Young, you want to say anything about what you got going on? We're going to see everybody on Thursday. Lowell High School football rules. Okay, Steve, Mr. Steve, what's happening? What do you got going on? Door card, huh?
I'm gonna write another article for you.
Okay, yeah. No, that's what we have. Check in tomorrow on Doorcourt Web, Doorcourt Digital for Steve's article. And Mr. Mark, what's happening with you?
Oh, I think you guys know what I'm getting up to tonight.
Little product placement. For real, right? Okay. Anyway. All right. Awesome, everybody. Hey, thanks for checking it out. We'll talk about crap later.
See you guys on Thursday.
See ya.